If you want to improve your forehand with 3 easy to follow tips, this is the video for you. I'll share 3 fundamentals with you that you have to have if you want to have a reliable and powerful forehand. One of the best ways to make sure that you're working on the right things is to watch yourself on film. Use your app to really narrow down on the details. You can do that in the slow motion function. You see frame by frame by frame what you're doing, what you potentially have to work on. You have the heat maps that show you where you were in the court when you hit a certain shot, and of course, where that shot landed. For your forehand, let's start with one of the most under-taught fundamentals, the use of your non-dominant hand. For me, my left hand. On your forehand, your non-dominant hand really facilitates this turn. You see how my shoulder goes back and my hip turns. This is where I'm starting to create energy. And the left hand, by just simply leaving the racket here in the V of your hand and keeping that hand attached as long as possible, you will help get a really good coil. The non-dominant hand also helps with the racket lift here. You see that my racket face is above my hand. If I can keep my hands connected here really loosely to about midline, you're in good shape. Now I can just let my racket drop here, below the ball and below my hand. But you do see how far I'm coiled. If you see somebody like an Alcaraz, for instance, he's all the way back here. But those are the pros. A really great way to work on this, to feel how you get that unit turn, meaning your shoulder, your hips, everything coils, is to use a med ball. This is 2.2 pounds, 1 kilo. I could just do this. But A, it looks rather weird, and I'm not nearly as powerful as when I'm doing all of this. And you see how far my non-dominant hand comes around to help me coil and also drop into this low. Now I can unleash. The next position that you have to have is the so-called lock-in position. It is this position. You may have heard it called lag or slot position, whatever it is. What you have to have is that the butt cap off your racket points to the incoming ball. And here's where it gets tricky. This position should occur naturally. You do not want to force it. You have to have your arms so relaxed that basically the weight of the racket here, as it travels back, opens up your wrist. It will naturally extend, meaning opening up towards the back of your arm here, because the weight of the racket is still back here, but you're now starting to accelerate forward. Your hand moves faster than the weight of the racket, so you're basically pulling forward. If you hold on to the racket for dear life, this happens. If you're forcing this position, and then you're also trying to do what I hear a lot, snap, you're bound for trouble. Because all of this happens so fast, your wrist deliberately cannot move that fast. So you want to relax your arm as much as possible and just set it up with doing a correct unit turn by letting the racket drop here and then accelerating forward so that it can come into this position here. And then as you're moving up and forward to contact point, your racket head catches up to the grip. For a movement as delicate and quick also, it is essential that you watch yourself on film. So use your SwingVision app to really check in if you let that wrist lay back naturally. And one way to help you feel that is to use a pull rope. Simply attach it here to the net, for instance, and then pull on one side. And you see here when I'm engaging my arm, when I'm stiffening that up, my wrist doesn't move at all. If I hold the grip in a fairly relaxed way, and I'm now trying to accelerate forward, my wrist lags back, and I want to let it do exactly that. So against the resistance, just let your wrist be pulled open. Because this position now is the same as this. This is your lock-in position. The last box that you want to check for a smooth forehand is your follow-through. Now, where you finish in terms of height doesn't matter. It depends a whole lot also on what you're trying to do with that shot. So for instance, if I'm rallying from the baseline, I'll probably finish over my shoulder. I might also finish over my biceps, or if I want to hit a little dink angle, like that for instance, I might finish over my hip. What does matter though is that the side with which you made contact comes through and points to the camera now. Points to the outside fence, or if you want to think about it, you could wave somebody goodbye no matter where you finish. Right here, up here, or over your biceps. Because it oftentimes goes hand in hand with somebody who holds on for dear life with their grip, does not get into the lock-in position. They're also ending up here. And you don't want that. Palm to the outside. And this is where you get a 2-for-1 drill. To work on falling through the right way, you can just simply catch the racket in your left hand here. Number one, you work on rolling over the ball and finishing with the palm. Number two is you keep working with your non-dominant hand. As we said earlier, I'm helping myself in the preparation here, but I now want to use my left arm to help me rotate properly. My entire body coils and now needs to uncoil. And as I'm hitting here, my left arm comes to somewhere in front of my left shoulder. In matches, will you catch your racket? Probably not. But to help you use your body effectively, it's a really good drill. If I were to not use my left arm and just do this, or help me here with the coil and then let it drop, I'm feeling that I have to work a whole lot just with my arm. This, I feel my entire body is working. So since you're already here, go ahead and subscribe to the SwingVision channel.